I think this movie shows that Joker 2 would have been better if he was in a cornfield the whole time. Greetings, my fancy viewers, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Clown in a Cornfield, directed by Eli Craig and stars Katie Douglas, and is based off the book by Adam Caesar. The film is about Quinn. She's a new girl in this old town that has this weird obsession with this mascot named Frendo the Clown. And as she's here, she starts to notice that all the old people act very strange and weird and treat Frendo as this urban legend. And Quinn meets these group of individuals that make these YouTube videos that make Frendo act like he's this mysterious serial killer that haunts the town. But it turns out, Frendo might actually be a real killer. So when I saw the trailer for this film, I thought it would be like a parody-esque film that's like a parody of Friday the 13th or other like creepy slasher killer films, and in a way, it is. It is very much an homage to those 80s films like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and other books like It by Stephen King. And this film wears that charm on its sleeve. This is definitely a huge inspiration from other films and classic horror slasher films that have come out in the past. And this film could have been easily way too over the top, way too satirical, way too just goofy and funny, but it actually works. This is a fun slasher film. It's no masterpiece by any means, but I generally had a really good time watching this one. Like, this was definitely a just fun movie. And one thing about me is that these kind of films are my jam. I love way too over the top slasher films. I love parody slasher films. Like, any slasher film that has come out recently that is definitely an homage to those 80s films, I enjoy. They're definitely not even a guilty pleasure, because most of them turn out to be pretty good, because they're, being an homage to those great films that came out in the 80s. And this one I'm adding to the ranks of good slasher films that have come out recently. The first thing that surprised me about this film is how nice it looks. Now, it's not super beautiful by any means, but you can tell that it's definitely on a smaller budget, and with the budget that they have, they made it work. They made it look like a really nice movie, especially these big wide shots where it's just a ginormous wide shot of a huge cornfield, and it looks really good. Especially moments where the characters are like running, being chased by clowns in the cornfield. You feel like this claustrophobic tension as they're just rummaging through the corn, and they can hear the footsteps of the clown coming closer and closer. Moments like that really make this film shine. Now, when it comes to the characters, this is easily where a slasher film can be super hit or super miss. You really have to have that balance of characters that you want to root for and characters that you're kind of rooting for to die. And luckily this film has that perfect balance. All the characters you do end up liking, but there are a few in there where it's like, okay, I wouldn't mind if this character died. You actually are rooting for Quinn as she's trying to escape from all these clowns, and she meets up with these other people that you start to root for as well. Like, the film really does have that perfect balance of characters that you're rooting for and characters that you're really excited to get killed. And the kills are really good in this movie. I was surprised at how gory this film was. I am so happy they went with an R rating here, because they could have easily gone for a PG-13 to get more audiences in the seats to get more money. But no, they went the R rating here to make the gore as over the top and crazy and just bloody as possible. And there are some great kills in here. There are a few kills where I was like, oh damn, you can tell that's where like a lot of the budget went for this one specific kill. Like, a lot of the kills are great. That's what makes a slasher film great too, is just all the gory kills. And this film excels at that. I could have wanted maybe 2 or 3 more really good kills, but for what the film does, it works great. Now, I do think if there was a sequel, because this film is based off a book and there's a trilogy of books, so if they do the next book, I do hope they have like a bigger budget to do even more kills, because I kind of want to see this as a franchise now. Like, I really did enjoy this one to where I would be excited to see a sequel. And as for the story, it's passable. Like, it's not the most like engaging story ever. You're kind of just there to root for the clowns to kill down these people, or root for the other guys to escape the clowns. That's all this film is trying to do, is make a fun slasher film. But the twist at the end of the film that revolves around this clown, I could predict like from a mile away. But there's a reason why this twist happens in the movie, and when that happened I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually a bit more in-depth of a twist than I thought this film was gonna go. I do think my biggest complaint about the film is some of the writing though. It's definitely that okay boomer kind of talk. Like, you can definitely tell, like, a younger person wrote the book that this film is based on, or at least I think so, because a lot of the old people are definitely a much of a, oh, back in my day, old kind of person. So, I don't know, that just kind of felt like a little bit, you know, cheesy with the writing. It didn't make the writing that much engaging, I guess. So, with that kind of writing style, I was like, okay, like, I can get by it. It's a gory slasher film revolving around these teenagers. Of course, they're gonna be okay boomer. It takes place in modern day. But, I don't know, some of that writing just got a little bit annoying. But, for the film as a whole, like, it doesn't bog it down like that much. I surprisingly had a really good time with this one, guys. Like, I would say I might actually go and read the book after watching this film, because I haven't read a good horror book in a while, and I might give this one a read. Now, I do think that some might find this film a bit too generic, or maybe a bit boring because it is just another slasher film, but for me, that's my cup of tea. This is an exact definition of a popcorn flick. Something you can just like turn on during like the Halloween season, enjoy a good thing of popcorn, hang out with your buddies and watch a slasher film. That is just what this movie tried to set out and do, and it succeeded. Now, it's not going to be like in my top 10 list of best movies of the year, but I still am happy that I got to go and see this one. Which is why I would love to bestow upon Clown in a Cornfield the silver top hat. To all my fancy viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. But it's your first time hearing you like what you've seen, be sure to subscribe for more content. And I've seen Clown in the Cornfield. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you have a fantastic night, and as always, stay fancy.